Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and every once in a while at the beginning of a video I tell you that I just think you need to see this one, and this is one of those videos. So there's no better place to start this video than for me to tell you, remind you about Link2, one of my sponsors, and the fact that they have Ripple private equity available on the platform. Okay, it's the link will be in the top of the description, and then just go to the link, click the link, tell them DAI sent you. Now, let's get going. Now, folks, one of the benefits of having been here for over 4 years and made a video on just this company, and I mean not just this company, but this company and this one digital asset primarily over the course of the last 4 years, 2 to 3 videos every day. You see things, you remember things, you can almost see around corners on that one topic. I tell my sons all the time, no matter what you do, no matter what you decide to do, pick something you have a passion about and focus in, zero in like a laser beam on that one thing and get to where you know everything about that thing that you can possibly know, whether that's throwing a baseball pitch or whether that's becoming the best hitter or whether it's becoming a doctor. Specialize, become the best knee surgeon in the world, or the best eye doctor in the world, or the best securities attorney, whatever it is, specialize in, zero in. Well, I have zeroed in, the way my path has unfolded is that I have zeroed in on Ripple, XRP, and crypto. And for that reason, I'm going to show you, string together a few things that just are aligning in my mind right now. I am well on record of saying I've always thought that the guys that started PayPal were somewhere in this XRP XLM thing. I believe it today more than I've ever believed it. This is Elon Musk talking about what he's going to do with Twitter.
They have been working on an edit button for a year.
Well, it's a tricky situation. And it's incredibly complex.
Yes, good one, indeed. I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. In China, you can live on WeChat, basically. It's like, everyone's like, you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, it's great. Basically, WeChat's kick-ass. And we don't have anything like WeChat outside of China. So I was like, my idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat? Hey. Copy them.
Buy Twitter, copies WeChat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
All right. Copy WeChat. Now, I want you to remember something. The first time I ever heard the term galactic currency or intergalactic currency was when I interviewed Greg Kidd. And then I've told you 1,000 times on this channel, let me write that down, intergalactic. And then I told you, I've shown you 1,000 times about how they PayPal under David Marcus. Now that's important because David Marcus later went on, he was the president of PayPal when they announced PayPal Galactic. Then you never heard of PayPal Galactic again. And then later on you see David Marcus end up running Libra, which was going to be Facebook's digital asset. Okay? Here's my thought pattern, folks. I think all these guys are intertwined. I think PayPal, Facebook, Twitter, Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, Greg Kidd. I'm going to show you right now. I think they're all on the same team, and I think I've been directly over the target for 4 years, folks. So now he's basically saying he wants to turn Twitter into WeChat. Okay, this is what triggered my thought. I saw this tweet right here randomly. This guy says, now this guy that's saying this is a former criminal defense lawyer, U.S. government lawyer, Saudi lawyer. I don't know who this is, but he must not be a dummy if he's all these lawyers. If Twitter starts charging $8 for verification to meet KYC requirements, layers on Ripple XRP, restricts access to verified accounts, okay? In other words, you remember when, I remember when, who was it? I think it was Jamie Dimon made a comment the other day about bringing the people on Twitter so out of the shadows so that there can be some accountability or something. In other words, not just fake accounts and then Elon Musk is basically talking about this with this $8 thing, that it'll all of a sudden, all of the bots and all the fake accounts and all, nobody's going to pay $8 if they're just creating a fake account. And it says restricts access to verified accounts. Now you have a payments ecosystem to verified users anywhere in the world, like WeChat, Tencent. Now, who has been working on KYC AML? Who has been saying that they're KYC AML for the last 4 years that I've been covering this? That would be Brad Garlinghouse. And then you had this. So here's Cathie Wood, and she's talking about how this was 3 hours ago. Okay, well, I think it's on the street. Watch this.
About Tesla, which of course makes us think of Elon. And so the question is, do you think that he is qualified to run Twitter, which we know amplifies, accelerates propaganda, misinformation, and also outrage? I mean, how bullish are you on what he's going to do with it, not just as an investor, but as a user?
So we are public now. We did invest as he took it private. We're very excited about he believes in vertical integration. And I think he's thinking about a super app like WeChat Pay. Remember, he started in the payments industry. PayPal, he sold his company.
Oh yeah, we remember on this channel.
PayPal. He and Jack Dorsey working together.
He and Jack Dorsey working together, huh? Trivia question, does anybody out there know when Jack Dorsey started Twitter? Does anybody know that story? I do.
This into a super app. And
super app in terms of money making, but is it a
super app?
No. I mean like a digital wallet. So you do all your banking there. Maybe there's something they're doing with Cash App. You do all your shopping there. You get your loans there. It's your bank branch in a pocket. I think they have a good shot. And one of the reasons, as I've watched Elon, he truly believes in vertical integration.
Let me go ahead and say what I think is going to happen here. Call me crazy, but remember, Elon Musk also owns X.com. He bought it from PayPal, is my understanding, because X.com was originally what PayPal was called. I'll bet you dimes to donuts that this thing becomes known as X.com or XApp or whatever. Watch. Okay, keep listening.
Would be a magnificent vertical integration. And remember, he already has designed and is manufacturing the ultimate mobile device, the internet on wheels. It's called Tesla cars. He knows how to do this.
But does he understand how to do social media? Does he understand how to do outrage and deal with the reality? People are quite concerned as users about a kind of darkness seeping into Twitter that is there, but maybe not in the amount that it will be based on what he's been saying.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts about that as a user?
I think the darkness was in their opacity, Twitter's past. Like, we didn't see the algorithms and how they were working and what they were.
So you think it's going to make it more transparent?
Open source, transparent. This generation, we know this. We built ARC on top of transparency and true democratization. They want the transparency.
Okay, so there you have that. Oof. Let me read.
You keep talking.
All right. Then there's this. I was looking through Cathie Wood's Twitter feed. Now, she's always been Bitcoin, okay? And I'm not even saying that XRP would be shown on the front end. I'm saying that this thing, I bet you money somewhere in here, Ripple XRP's on the back end of this thing. They may talk Bitcoin, talk whatever. I got my guts screaming at me right now, folks. I went through her Twitter feed. she's never said hardly anything about Ripple or XRP, but this is one of the things she said about Ripple. Now remember, WeChat is owned by Tencent, and this article right here is Ripple. She says Ripple continues to make bigger waves in Asia, interestingly. And this is the article right here. Ripple blockchain network adds China payments provider, Lian. And that's what this whole thing is about. There's other articles that you can find where WeChat is brought up in the context of Ripple, okay? But then there's this. Then she was on this. I'm not going to play any of it. She was on. So now we know 2 or 3 things. One that I didn't know is Cathie Wood's invested in this thing in Twitter now that it's this private Twitter. I have to assume that Jack Dorsey's invested too because she's talking about him working with Elon Musk. Elon Musk, of course, is invested, and CZ Binance, the CEO of Binance, is involved. Now let's go back. Now, a lot of you may not remember him. I don't know where he went, but there was a guy. This is one of the smartest people that was on XRP Twitter over the last few years. Okay, he went by the handle I Am Legion. I don't know where he went off to, but he disappeared off of Twitter. He used to do threads, and he would talk about all of this stuff all the time. Okay, this is one of his threads that I dug up. Ripple and super apps. This is December 23rd, 2018. Everybody knows apps. Most have heard about dApps. But how many knows what a super app is? WeChat is a super app. Why? Read this I found on it. But I was more surprised to hear discussions of super apps recently. The super app is an app ecosystem that allows everyone to put functionality into app, enriching its capabilities. The term has emerged from China, where WeChat became one of the first super apps. Like dApps, super apps are ill-defined, but in my clumsy view of them, it was one app to rule them all. The reason why WeChat got this label is because the users can do everything they want in a single app. It's like integrating and merging Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Snapchat, PayPal, Venmo, Amazon, iTunes, and more in one service. You have your complete social, financial, and commercial world all locked into one app. That's the power of WeChat. And he goes on, I hope we will see a marriage between Ripple, R3, SBI, and super app WeChat soon. All right, folks, now let's tie some things together here. All right, just so you know, Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk, they don't just kind of know each other. What I did is I went and I searched through Jack Dorsey's Twitter feed for the times that he mentioned Elon. And if you go through it, first of all, Elon was on his board a while back, but these guys are good friends, okay? And Silicon Valley's, although I don't think Elon's there now, he was there, it's a pretty small place. I would imagine just about every billionaire knows each other, and they all go to the same parties and whatnot, hang out, do the same stuff. Now, as you go down this, let's give you a little reminder. What have we been talking about for the last 2 years now while Ripple's been in this lawsuit? We've been talking about ETHgate. You remember this tweet? Because remember, these guys never have commented on ETHgate, but right after we had uncovered all the stuff and put all the timelines out, right towards the end of all of it being out there, remember when these two guys started joking around and making fun of Web3? I believe, and I said it at the time, I believe that these guys were watching. Folks, I think that I'm telling you, write it down. I think history's going to prove me right. I think these two guys have been in some way involved in XRP and or XLM from the very beginning. I have a gut feeling on that, and as you know, my gut is right 99.9% of the time. Elon says, has anyone seen Web3? I can't find it. It's somewhere between A and Z. They were making fun of Andreessen Horowitz at the height of everything we had uncovered. Okay? So I just want to make the point that these guys are close. It's obvious. If you go, his Twitter feed is literally full. He's talking about him a lot. Then you got Greg Kidd. This is from April 19th, 2019. A new era of money. Facebook coin might the future be a web chat? WeChat, Telegram, WhatsApp face-off for the issuance and movement of digital money. Let's make sure a fourth option that is compliant, i.e. KYC, AML, like Brad Garlinghouse talks about, compliant and self-sovereign sees the light of day. A new era of money, Facebook coin. And then what happened? David Marcus, who was the guy that touted PayPal Galactic and then disappeared with it, ends up at Facebook and runs the Libra project, which then becomes the Diem project and then goes away. Okay? You following me? Well, do you remember this? Because I do. Jack Dorsey, just by pure coincidence, folks. Jack Dorsey, and Greg Kidd tells the story actually in the video. If I can find it real quick while I'm doing this, I'll show it to you. Well, let's see if we can find it. We got time, right? Greg Kidd and Jack Dorsey are buddies. Let's see if we can get to the part where he talks about, it was somewhere, this guy asks him about, let's see if he asks him right. I should have gotten it to the point where he was talking about Twitter, but this guy asks him about Twitter. Let's see.
Silicon Valley, and as an investment, traditional players. So you somehow you needed the traditional players to allow you to run this for free, right? And you do that because it's you're running data, not
Wait, let's try this.
Square, which was putting payment on that information, rail, and then identity. But there's alternative models which you think of for blockchain as an alternative model where the idea of identity is not on an information rail, but I look at the things that you've invested in. They all seem that the common thing that they have is the information rail. And what can the information rail carry? Right? And your latest one is...
All right, I think I missed it by one.
ID,
here we go.
ID, right? But basically,
here we go, right here. I think this is it.
Of Twitter. Like, I'm just intrigued by the prosaic nature of the story. Like, it wasn't a brilliant thing. It was just basically, one happy accident into the other. I mean, that's the sense that I get.
Well, Jack Dorsey, I have to give him really all the credit. He hacked into my Bike Messenger dispatching company, where we had the concept of, instead of telling couriers what to do, creating a marketplace, and we would just put out the messages, 140 characters, and couriers would call for them. Jack's insight, not mine at all, was why don't we just put out the 140 characters, not just for Bike Messenger deliveries, but for whatever. And whoever wants to follow those can. And so his insight, which was more than an idea, is a lot of people think that free speech is about freedom of speech because it's called free speech. It's the right to say what you want to say. But if you're in a prison or an insane asylum, nobody can hear you. Free speech is really about who can listen to you. And so Twitter converted that around. Instead of you directing who you were talking to, everybody got to direct who they wanted to listen to. Now,
okay, sorry, got interrupted. Now, before we leave this video, I want to show you something. The title is important. Conversation with Greg Kidd, founder, Global ID, early investor in Twitter and PayPal. So you've heard the Twitter story. Now you know that I've heard Greg Kidd say that he's a payments guy, okay? So he's an early investor in both Twitter and PayPal, which means that he also knows Elon Musk. And he calls himself the Forrest Gump of investing. And the way he tells it, he was at because I asked him when I interviewed him how he found out about Ripple. He said he was at a card game and he said when he finds out about Ripple, it was like Moses coming down. So my question is this, and he said he just begged him, Now, here's a guy who's a billionaire. He just begged him to give me a job. I'll do anything. I'll sweep the floors. So my question is that when he heard about Ripple, if it was like Moses coming down, what would it be like if the ultimate idea was to combine XRP, Ripple with Twitter to create the super app? I'm the digital. Oh, I forgot two things. One final thing. We got to wrap it up. What if Twitter.com, but remember, Elon Musk is obsessed with X and he owns X.com. What if he renamed it to X.com? If he did, you would have heard it here first. One last thing, want to show you this. Surprise. We relisted XRP on Newton Crypto. I don't know what Newton Crypto is, but apparently it's an exchange where they relisted XRP. Good for this guy. He has some guts. Where's the next guy? Coinbase? Let me hear it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family, or ask your friends and family, is Twitter or X the next super app? And does it involve Ripple and XRP? Thanks for listening.